All right, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I think that everyone already has a copy of the news release that went out announcing our Community Care Court program, which is marking 6 months. In a nutshell, though, Community Care Court is providing services and opportunities to homeless individuals here in Sarasota who have been cited with nonviolent criminal behavior. We're very excited and we're very proud of this program, and the City of Sarasota had many partners in order to pull it together and to launch it and to now mark our 6-month anniversary. And to kick things off, I certainly would like to ask Judge Denkin if you would like to make a few comments, since this is your court after all, sir. So, the microphone.
All right, real briefly. This program only works if we have the support of the providers, which we do, the County Commission, which we do, our mayor, the Suncoast Foundation, the Gulf Coast Community Foundation. This only works if everybody contributes. If the Public Defender's Office gets involved, if the State Attorney's Office gets involved, and it's a process. And I'm very blessed to have these people willing to work toward a common goal. And this is our 6-month anniversary. I guess that's what we're here for. Hopefully this will continue, and we'll reach our goal. Thank you.
In the room, and I think what we're seeing today reflects what has been underway now for a short number of years, and that's sort of a revisiting the issue of chronic homelessness and what we can do about it, what we can do with it. And of course, with the support of the Gulf Coast Community Foundation, John Thaxton, thank you very much for all of your efforts over the last 2 or 3, 4 years, including helping fund this court. I think we can make additional progress, and we have made great progress, but what today reflects is a systematic approach, trying to deal with the variety of cases that our law enforcement and our community come across on the streets of America, and certainly the streets of Sarasota, day in and day out, 24/7, 365. It was just maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago where we had a rather high-profile media incident where a chronically homeless individual was videotaped on the streets doing something they shouldn't have been doing that was quite revolting to the public and disturbing to the public. And lo and behold, that individual had a record of being arrested 90 times in the region. Do the math on that. I have calculated that every arrest costs the taxpayers at least $2,000 per incident. That one individual has cost taxpayers about $250,000. So what this approach today, I think, really recognizes and acknowledges and seeks to address is to continue our coordinating the system. I hear it was a very interesting morning, and I've heard there's been many interesting sessions, Judge, over the first 6 months of this court, and that you're making a great effort, as are the partners, to deal with the cases that we can deal with. And I believe it's a compassionate approach to dealing with those who are suffering from mental illness and substance abuse, and that's a good percentage of the people on the streets, not everybody. This court will not address that particular problem, but I think it will be a part of the continuum of progress to eventually get to where we need to be. So on behalf of Mayor Alpert and the City of Sarasota and our men and women on the streets and law enforcement, of course, our business people and our community at large, Judge, we can't thank you enough for undertaking this effort. We look forward to collaborating with you and all the partners to see this through. Thank you, media, for covering the story today.
I don't know who had the opportunity to be in court this morning, but court started at 9 o'clock. We had an opportunity to hear approximately 45 cases from individuals that we thought would be able to take part in the care court specialty court. We had approximately 10 individuals say they were willing to participate with the system. These individuals have been, at some point over the past month, issued a summons or arrested by a law enforcement officer, and that officer set them on this date because he knew the opportunity for another service opportunity for that client was going to be offered today. The city started Educate, Encourage, and Enforce several years ago, but we always knew part of the missing step was what happens when they get to court. We filled that gap now. It can't be said enough. All of our partners have to be at the table or it doesn't work. And we have so many partners, and Suncoast Partnership to End Homelessness provides the coordination and the documentation of each one of these individuals to make sure they're linked to services. And all of that fortunately goes through the case managers here off to my left that do a phenomenal job of understanding every one of those services that are available to these individuals. We contact these individuals outside and in court multiple times. And individuals that we've known been homeless on our streets for years, this year we've managed to get in housing. It isn't going to be the first contact, second contact, or third contact. It may be the 10th or the 20th contact. But eventually, you're able to meet that person at the right time with the right assistance and get them to take a different path. Are they going to fail? We started this court understanding that there's going to be a lot of failures. We don't have a high bar, and we're not making bars high to get success in the court, but we're going to continue to offer opportunities for them to get on the right path. Those that just continue to be resistant, the court will try to find appropriate responses.
I do want to point out that to me that this is a shining example of where the community has identified a problem and has come together with sound, constructive solutions. We do have the leadership of Judge Dakin, who I believe is what leads this process, and I think the expectations are what we have to look towards. I think the question was very pertinent because these individuals did not achieve the status that they have overnight, nor can we expect overnight success. It is a work in progress, and it is the humanity with which we are addressing these cases that I feel really strikes out as a different solution than what we've done in the past. And for these reasons, I believe in the long run, there will be significant success. Just don't expect success overnight. With that, again, and I want to send out a special shout to Terry Drake, who is the public defender representative from my office. And again, it is the participation of the various organizations that create the success of this program. So thank you very much.
As being the only non-governmental entity in the group here today, that this is a community issue. This is not a government issue. And in order for us to get resolution and solutions to this persistent problem, it is going to take the engagement and involvement of all of the citizens, all of our donors, our philanthropists, other foundations, et cetera. And it's going to take persistence. This is not going to happen overnight. Kevin and our group have been meeting now with the county for 3 years, assembling this comprehensive approach to homeless management services. And this is just one of the cherries on the top of that comprehensive approach that was badly missing, and we believe it will become an integral part of our homeless solution for Sarasota County.
We're excited about this court is that the community care court really helps complete the critical work that the Sarasota Police Department homeless outreach team and the case managers are doing in the field by deploying social service resources in collaboration with all the partners, many of which are here today, and also diverting interested offenders into programs available that have been available in our continuum of care and that are continuing to develop through what's called pre-arrest diversion, and then also in the community care court through what's called post-arrest diversion. So this court is really a national best practice that's designed to reduce homeless individuals' involvement with the criminal justice system, decrease recidivism, and facilitate connections with the systems of care that I just discussed. Thank you.
How do we hope it becomes a model? Everything starts with a small success. We have to, this is kind of new. We didn't have a roadmap to build this. We're fortunate to have a lot of partners that help make it successful. To say it's a national best practice, once we get the data and we have an understanding of how the system works and we kind of work out the bugs, other individuals I know have already contacted Judge Dinkin, and he can tell you who, that are already asking, how do we do this, how do we get this started, and how do we get it in our community? That's how it's going to be a national best practice. It just has to work through, we have to work the bugs out, make sure that we're taking care of the clients, making sure they're still getting all their rights that are entitled to them, and connecting them to the right services.